4, 3.
We'll do it live!
Now we're live! Erin Kennedy. The general craziness of it, the impact on your life.
We have gone through so many stories and we said, you know what? This should not be kept to the two of us. Hey, Sassy Meg.
Hi. You know what I always had like an unnatural desire to do at the top of the show when we were sitting in our little desk? And I'm going to do it now because I can. But for some reason, I always wanted to spin my chair. And I feel like I did it several times.
I would often see you spinning in your chair.
No, I mean, I wanted on the air to spin all the way around. And it was like a thing in my head, like pretty much every time.
Forbidden. Yeah. Yeah.
I just, because we shouldn't. So I think I wanted to.
Button it up, Megan. Stop being so Megan, right?
Sorry, just want to spin.
We're both wearing band outfits today.
Yeah, I even have gold zippers and stuff. This would have been
no embellishment, Megan. No embellishment.
Oh yeah. Did I ever tell you too? I was told by a consultant one time. Let me do it. I have shorts on. You're gonna see it. Whatever. You're not gonna see all of me, but it's fine. I was standing like this. Do not stand like that because that draws attention to the area with which you are placing your hands. I was like, what? I'm just waiting for the top of my weather hit. But then I had a weird, never put your hands together. So then where do you put them, right?
You hold 2 coffee mugs. Good morning, everyone.
So crazy.
Thanks to everybody who is watching. This is pre-recorded. Happy Friday. Thank you for liking and subscribing to Broken News with Erin and Megan. Today we are talking about TV news shifts. And I feel like we have worked most of them, Megan. There are maybe 3. One is mornings, one is dayside, and the other one is called nightside. Now, that being said, for people who kind of produce the shows, there are literal overnights. Right. So there are, we'll break it down how it works, and we'll break down what it was like to be a morning person and to essentially be done with your day almost really at 8 a.m. and go and microwave some fish in the microwave as everybody else is coming into work and how much they hated you.
So much. And I will also say, yes, those are the shifts if you happen to be lucky enough to be the Monday through Friday person. But there are also people who do the weekend news on those same morning, midday, and night shifts. And then during the week, they could be God knows what. You could be nighttime on the weekends, but mornings during the week or whatever it may be.
Yes. And that's when you always get insomnia. So remember too how not upset we would be when there was a company function and they would bring in, a breakfast bar at 7 or 8 a.m. And we'd be like, we don't want yogurt and fruit. This is the middle of our day. Bring me some hot dogs and beef. I want lunch.
More upsetting to me was when the night shift would get a prime rib Christmas dinner and we would get a bagel or something.
Yogurt,
you know what I mean? Sometimes it was good. Sometimes it was really good. But sometimes I was like, this is not the same level.
And so this will resonate with anybody who works third shift. People who don't work third shift do not get it. They don't understand. They will ask you time and again, well, when do you sleep? When do you work? So do you work on Saturdays then?
Yeah, or let's have a meeting at 2:00, which is 3 hours after your shift is done and you could be home in bed by then.
Right. So God love them. Our promotions department would say, oh, can you please just stay late on Wednesday so that we can shoot this promo? We can bang it out in an hour or 2. So
which was always 2 hours, 3 hours.
Right. You're dead on your feet at noon. So of course, and we had to sleep and work out and do many other things.
Your makeup's crusting off by then.
Yeah. My pat line to them was, oh, you know what? I can't stay late, but I can come in early. Can you come in at 2 a.m.?
And their reaction
and that would shut it down. They'd be like, they would say, oh, okay, well, we can do it in 30 minutes right when you're done. I'd be like, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Or we had a giant break in between. So in between the morning show and the noon show or the lunchtime show, you had a little break in there too. By the way, it's also something we should mention where if you're working in a central time zone, your late show is at 11 if you're working mornings and 10 if you're working night side. That's not the case on the East Coast. On the East Coast, that show is actually at noon and then at 11 p.m. So if you're working nights in New York or wherever, you have an 11 p.m. show that's over at like 11:31 or whatever it may be.
And I always wonder who's watching news that late.
I don't know.
Yeah.
don't
Morning
know.
news was becoming, there were more eyeballs on morning news when we were on morning news. They were putting kind of more behind it. It's also the one of the newscasts where people are more likely to watch it live, which was good for advertisers. Yeah.
It was
So that
good
was
because
changing.
you probably have it on and you're getting your kids ready. But I contend nowadays with phones and stuff, we all know where you can get your news really, really fast. And that's changing the industry so much because advertising dollars can go lots of different places now. They can be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, somewhere else, or on the news. But a lot of people aren't watching stuff live anymore. But I think it's important that everybody, because that's probably a whole nother day, let's walk everyone through what our shifts were and like the craziest thing that happened to you on said morning shift.
Okay, you want to go first?
I'll
You want me to go first? Okay.
I'll go first. So I live an hour away from the city in Northwest Indiana. So I had to wake up at 1:47 if I was working and I needed to wash my hair. 2:07 if I didn't need to wash my hair. Now here's
And it made it a little bit easier when it was an 07 as opposed to an 05. You're like, okay, I can live with that, right?
You learn on that shift to push it
How
to
many seconds?
Right. Like I can have another minute. There were mornings where I was like, it's 2:06. No, I have another minute. I'm going back to bed. You literally saw that for like another minute. And it's so dumb because you should just get up, but you can't. Anyway, and then I would hop in the car. But first I would take a shower, do a crappy blow dry, and then sneak down through cover of darkness to try to get downstairs without waking my kids and husband up, get in the car, and then try filling gas at 2:00 in the morning. There's nowhere to stop and really grab anything to eat. And
It's
then
also not safe.
it's not safe. I was driving through me and God knows what's going on with the people who are out on the road, other than people going to work. Ain't nothing good happening at 2:00, 3:00 in the morning, probably. And my car broke down 2 times where I was on the side of the road in the middle of the night, 40 minutes from home and 20 minutes from the station or whatever it may be, panicking because holy crap, not only am I by myself in the dark, I don't know how to change a tire, whatever it may be, but I'm also going to be late for the show. Now there's
Which
no
gives
one
you
else
such anxiety.
Really, my anxiety should have been based instead around the fact that I was on the side of the road in the middle of the night and not safe. However, really it was more that, what are they going to do? Like, who's going to do the weather? Should I call in? Are they going to send me a crew? I got to get Lance to get my car so I can get in, all this weird stuff. But I think the craziest thing is driving in the middle of the night in absolute driving snow, because those were the days we had to be there, especially me. If it's snowing and crazy and it's a blizzard, well, you really need to be there then if you're the meteorologist. So I would be driving through the snow, white knuckled. And then at that moment, I was probably waking up at 11:47 because we were probably going on early and I knew it would take me 2 hours to get in. These were the crazy things. And then once we hit the show, you want to talk about what that looked like? Because the show was from 1 to 1 and we had little breaks here and there, but not great.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll do my mornings first though. And then but you talking about the snow, there was one time in Chicago where it was a particularly bad snowstorm. And so I had gotten up with what I thought was ample time, right? But we had a parking space behind our unit, but it wasn't covered or anything, obviously. I pulled out, I got the car stuck in an alley and I had to go, I couldn't move forward or backwards. And I knew I had to go. So I had to wake up Matt at probably 1 at that point and say, you got to go dig out the car and I got to go to work. Love you. Bye. So that was, So I was able to get up a little bit later because I wouldn't shower in the morning. I would shower at night and I lived closer. It took me 12 minutes to drive in.
Oh, what a dream.
Yeah. Always a very straight shot. I mean, but I was always concerned about drunk drivers because obviously at 2 a.m., you never know who's on the road. Yeah. And
Like, how many shootings were on the
or
expressways in
carjackings.
Chicago? Yeah, in the middle
Yeah.
of the night. Yeah.
Right. So I was up at 2:30. Our call time was 3, essentially before 3. Anywho, so at work at 3, I would come in with my teeth brushed. That was it. I would brush my teeth. I also didn't eat breakfast before I went on because it was just like felt nocturnal. I felt like I shouldn't be eating food then.
Yeah. I would eat in the car on the way sometimes.
Yeah. So come in, I go through scripts, do hair and makeup. And I did my hair first. We had our shifts for makeup. Honestly, I can't remember what time it was that I sat in the chair, but you knew that to the second. You know how long everything took. And we had to be on set at 4:20. Was it 4:20?
4:20 is what I'm remembering. Yep, 4:20. And then our show went from 4:30 to 7.
Live.
But it wasn't really over then, because then you had what are called cut-ins, which is like when you're watching the national news, all of a sudden your local people will pop up about every half an hour, 26 and 56. And that goes all the way through until 9 o'clock. Then after that, you've got a bunch of web stuff, social stuff that you have to tape,
maybe
meeting you have to
promotional
go
stuff.
to.
Yeah. Maybe working on some stories, maybe nothing to do, which that was always nice too. We'd walk to the mall and get a coffee and stuff. Well, not you, because you don't drink coffee. I don't know.
I would get a nice tea with you.
Still don't trust that part of you. And then we would be live for the 11 a.m. And that was it was always fun because not a lot of people watch the 11. Not a lot of management cares about the 11.
Yeah, for some reason.
Also,
that one.
Yeah. And we were loopy by that point. We got into so many giggle fits for the 11.
So many. And by the way, Friday, 11 o'clock on a Friday, forget it. Because you're so done by the end of that day. And you're like, I just have like there, I was really having to stop myself from doing my spinning around in my chair thing. Like that was like, I just wanted to go. You know what else used to pop through my mind, Erin? Maybe this is just me. This is a whole thing. I thought, and maybe it's because I really wanted to get out, but I wasn't out yet. I would think, what if I just said this thing on the air when it came to me? Like, what if I just said, anything, something you shouldn't say, like F you, or something that you shouldn't say. And I had this thing of like, and then I would think about that thing, like, what if I said that? What would happen? Would they fire me right away? And then I would think to myself, wait a second, is it going to pop out now?
Right.
It never did, but I always would, in the back of my mind, like, what if I did?
So here's how I feel about that. If they liked you, they will let anything slide.
True.
If they don't like you, that will be finally their just cause moment. And as we talked about contracts, I still get them over here, right?
Yeah.
Just cause is in there. So yeah, Megan, if you said that and they didn't like you, then
I mean, of course I never did. But in my mind, I thought to myself, wow, what a weird position we're in. What if I said this? And like, I don't know why. I was probably because I was waiting for weather and there was nothing else to do while I was waiting for you guys to toss to me. Like, what if I said this really bad thing? What would happen? Never did it. By the way, my best, most favorite Erin story, you guys, is like, I'm probably sitting in makeup or whatever, and Erin walks in and says, oh my God, you're never going to believe what happened to me this morning. And I was like, okay, try me. Please tell the people about the time you had to scale the outside of your building like Spider-Man and why.
Okay, so for some unknown reason, I would always because I had bags, right? Clothes to work out in, makeup, everything else. So I would open always the passenger side of my car first, put my stuff in there, and then walk around to the driver's seat. Well, one morning I put my bags in, I threw my keys in, and I locked the doors, and I shut the door.
Exhausted and not thinking.
And I think I had my phone on me. So that was the good news. So I called our EP and I said, I was locking myself out of my car. I'm going to need, 20 minutes. So we were living in a duplex down in Chicago. And so we were on like the second or third floor up. I mean, there was a basement level. So there were rails that guarded the basement drop off. And then there was our basement stairs. And then there was our bedroom. So it was right to the bedroom. So I only had to climb like 3 levels, but it was summer, so it was quasi safe. I had my flippy floppies on. So I Spider-Man up and I start knocking on my bedroom window. Now, this was also, again, in Chicago.
Why did you not call Matt?
Because he doesn't sleep with his phone in the room.
Oh, so he would never have been able to answer it. Okay,
no,
go ahead.
No. So I'm knocking on the bedroom window. And this was when we lived next to a used tire shop. And so we actually, this is going to sound real trashy. We put cardboard all over our sliding doors to kind of help deaden the sound a little bit, because all day it would go zin, 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 zin. So anyway, I'm
You were
knocking on
living
the
the
door.
life at this point.
Yeah,
weren't
I
you?
have to, Matt has to open the door, but first he has to peel the cardboard, and he's freaked to death. Who's
Like, who's
knocking?
knocking in the middle of
Yeah.
the night on what,
And
second
so then I was
floor?
like, oh, hey, I locked myself out. I need another. And so then that was it. And then you expect him to go back to sleep when he's thought like somebody was just an intruder on the sliding doors.
I literally remember you telling me that story and just being like, and at the time, it was just a thing that happened. Like, oh, that makes perfect sense to me, Erin.
Yeah,
I'm
like
so
you
glad
made
you
it in. You
But
did
like,
miss slots. Way to
instead
go.
of right, instead of just calling out and figuring out a way to get in and calling the day quits, instead, like, it was expected that you would scale the outside of that building, get yourself in, and then get your butt to work and get on the
Right.
air in time.
Right.
And you
Yep.
probably did.
Of course. Yeah.
Did you
I
ever
told you I never
oversleep?
missed slot. I missed slot once, and that was in Lubbock, Texas. And I was like a minute late for the start of the show.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the only time I missed it was when I was literally, there was one time where a giant truck of wine spilled over on my way to work and they had to close the highway and there was no way
Right.
around. So I was
Right.
just stuck.
I remember that because they said,
yeah.
take video, Megan,
Right.
so that we
Megan,
can
make
use
sure
it
you
on
take
air
video.
when you get in.
So they wanted me to record it and you just do it because like at the time the show feels like the most important thing. And I think that's
Yeah.
funny because obviously people are the most important thing. Your life is the most important thing. Your safety, your whatever, but you don't really think like that in that business. Every once in a while it's like the show must go on. We got to get
Well,
there.
you are conditioned to saying yes no matter what.
I'm just saying
Yeah. So then we were done at 11:30. Generally, that was when we would go work out or nap. I would always get home and nap when I put the baby down, which was like 2 to maybe 3 or 4. Get up, eat dinner, put the kids to bed, go to bed.
It was very different for me because my kids were a little bit older and Lance was really, really good with like working around my schedule and being understanding, but like we never ate at 5 o'clock. We always
We did. I have dinner on the table 5:30.
Oh, I would eat at like 7:30 and then go to bed. It was not ideal in all the
Yeah.
ways. Like just because of I
Yeah.
think the way the day was, like he wasn't done with work, and by the time we would get done, anyway, we just didn't do it. And so for me, when the kids were little, you're right, I could put them down for a nap, no big deal. But when they got older, you've got just a tiny bit of time, if you're not volunteering at school or something, to take that nap before they get home. And then you're off to the races with like every other
Mhm.
mom who
Mhm.
maybe got a good night's sleep, maybe not, depending, you never know. But
Mhm.
yeah, and then you have to act like like you want to be talking to people while you're at the soccer practice, and really what you want to be doing is sleeping in the car.
Yeah. So tough.
We made
I
it.
think we are at time on this guy, right?
We are at time. Yeah.
Yay.
See you guys later. By the way, I would love it if maybe we'll put like a little poll or something up. I would love it if you guys would suggest things that you want to hear about or people that you want to see, because we are compiling a list. And like I said, we've had a ton of people reach out to us about coming on the show and talking about their experiences. So
many, many war stories.
many
All right.
ways.
So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to Broken News. Megan, it was lovely as always to see you. See you
Yeah.
again next week.
I'm
Bye.
gonna go to night sleep.
Yep. Bye.